All right, let's talk about something that gets so many people confused: watering your lawn in the dead of winter. It sounds crazy, right? Well, we're about to dig into the truth and bust a huge myth about cold weather lawn care.
When you look out your window in January and all you see is that brown, kind of crunchy grass, it is so easy to think, well, that's it, it's dead. But here's the secret: it's not dead at all. It's just sleeping. Think of it like hibernation for your yard.
And that's the big question, isn't it? If it's just napping, it must get thirsty sometimes. So, are you really supposed to drag out the hose when it's freezing outside? Is that a total waste of time? Or is it the key to a gorgeous lawn in the spring?
So let's start by tackling this myth head on. This idea that as soon as it gets cold, you just pack everything away until spring. It's a common belief for sure, but it's really based on a misunderstanding of what's actually happening right under your feet. See, the key to all of this is understanding what dormancy really means. It's not like flipping an off switch. It's more like your grass hitting a giant snooze button to save up energy for later. The top might look like it's given up, but the roots, and this is the important part, the roots are still alive down there. And what's really interesting is that this nap looks totally different depending on your grass. If you've got cool season grass like fescue, it just kind of slows down, might even stay a little green. But warm season grasses like Bermuda, oh yeah, they go into what I like to call full beige blanket mode. They look completely done for, but really, they're just waiting for that spring warmth.
Okay, so we're all on board, right? The lawn is just taking a really long nap. That means we have to think about what it needs while it's resting. Because just like anything that's hibernating, it's not totally self-sufficient. And here is the single most important thing to remember. Just because the grass isn't growing up top doesn't mean it stopped needing water below. Those roots are alive and they can absolutely dry out. That's where the real damage happens. Seriously, think about it this way. If you get a long, dry spell with no rain or snow, those living roots get really vulnerable. They can become as brittle and useless as a box of old, dried-out spaghetti. And a lawn with roots like that, it's going to have a really tough time bouncing back in the spring.
So, what are the conditions that can actually make a sleeping lawn super thirsty, even when it's cold out? Let's take a look. Now, this isn't an every weekend kind of chore. We're talking about specific situations for when winter gets what I call sneaky dry. This happens when you get, say, 3 weeks or more with no rain or snow, or on those really cold, windy days that just suck the moisture right out of the soil. And it's especially important if you have a new lawn or spots near evergreen trees that are always pulling water. All right, so we get the why. Now let's talk about the how. This is the winter watering playbook, and you have to get it right. Because believe it or not, doing it wrong can be way worse than not doing it at all. The timing here is absolutely everything. Rule number 1, check the ground. If it's frozen solid, just stop. The water isn't going anywhere. Rule 2, you have to find that perfect window of time, usually between about 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Why? Because that gives the water enough time to really soak deep into the soil before the temperatures drop again at night, which could turn everything into a sheet of ice. Okay, hold on. If you're thinking, great, I'll just turn on my sprinkler system, I need you to listen to this. There is a huge, crucial warning you need to hear first. Forgetting to winterize your irrigation system before that first big freeze is, and I'm not exaggerating, a recipe for disaster. You have to remember basic science. Water expands when it freezes. That expansion will crack pipes, burst valves, and just create a massive, expensive mess. And trust me, the financial stakes are high. We're not talking about a little leak here. The average cost to repair just one burst pipe can easily be over $600. It'll turn your good intentions into a very, very expensive headache. So to avoid that nightmare repair bill, you just need to follow this checklist one time before the first freeze. Turn off the water supply. Drain all the lines. And if you really want to do it right, use an air compressor to blow out every single drop. Once that's done, your system is safe for the winter, and you can just use a regular hose for those occasional waterings. So you've done all this. You've checked the soil, you've watched the clock, you've protected your pipes. What's the big payoff? What do you get for paying this extra attention to your lawn in the off-season? Well, Here's the simple formula for a payoff that's totally worth it. Remember, your lawn is alive, just napping. Give it a little drink during those sneaky dry spells, but only when the ground isn't a block of ice. And always do it in the middle of the day. And for goodness sake, winterize your sprinklers. That's the reward. A healthier, greener, lusher lawn that just wakes up ready to go in the spring. A little bit of effort now means a huge, beautiful comeback later. So, what do you say? Are you ready to be a lawn hero this winter?